Good evening, Columbus. Welcome to the 614 Spotlight, and I am Walter Collier. 614 Spotlight is what we do is we take time to acknowledge and give recognition to individuals here in the Columbus area and the 614 area in general that are doing amazing things. And so who we have with us today is the wonderful Miss Kenwanna Wheat, author of this book here, Grandpa's Pound Cake. All right, welcome to the show, Miss Wheat.
Thanks for having me.
Are you welcome? No problem at all. And so we definitely appreciate you coming in on the show. This is an opportunity for us to highlight individuals such as yourself who are doing amazing things here in Columbus. And so, as I just stated, you are author of this book here, Grandpa's Pound Cake. All right, and so tell us a little bit about yourself and a little about the book also.
Okay, so my name is Kenwanna Wheat, like you just said. I have a bachelor's degree in sociology, a minor in social work. The last 5 years, I was a case manager for Franklin County Job and Family Services, which I recently resigned in March so that I could pursue my dreams, and one of them being finishing Grandpa's Pound Cake.
Okay, absolutely. And so how long have you been writing this book? Let me start.
This book has been one of my goals for 32 years. 32. I started this novel in counseling at 8 years old.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, and so just tell us a little about the book. Like, we'll start off with the title, Grandpa's Pound Cake, which is a very unique title. And so, tell us about what the title means.
Okay, Grandpa's Pound Cake represents the love that my grandfather gave. He would bake pound cake, and the best pound cake, might I say. And this represents his unconditional love. Because some families might not say, I love you, but when he baked pound cake, he didn't have to say, I love you. We knew through that pound cake.
Okay, so it's literal and figurative in the sense. So
yes.
He actually made good pound cakes,
yes,
but then you use it figuratively for the purposes of this book.
Right, it's the hook.
Okay, I got you. Okay, cool. And what is the book about?
Okay, well, just I'll tell you what the plot is.
Okay.
So my character, because it's based on a true story, and I had to creatively write the book and explain 32 years of processing my traumatic experiences within 10 months. So I start the character off in jail when I was sentenced to 1 to 2 years in prison for stabbing a girl when I was 17.
Okay.
And so I take, the story goes through the journey of her being processed, sentenced, and then in between time, her 10 months of being locked up, she processes being raped, the loss of her sister at 8 years old when she was 13, and then she also discovers that she's never really been alone because she's had guardian of supporters, and I kind of explained their pound cake. Okay,
and so this is not like an autobiography, or this is not like, it's fictional, but it's based off of a true story? It's
more true, but because it's creative and it does have some creative aspects in it, it's just based on a true story. So some things may be accentuated a little bit, but for the most part, it's a true story.
Okay, absolutely. And this book is available on Amazon.com?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay, so y'all can go check out the book, Grandpa's Pound Cake, which is on Amazon.com by author Kenwanna Wheat. And just also another question I would like to ask, or just another, what I'd like to ask you, like, what advice would you give to a young woman, based off the story in this book, and so what advice would you give to a young woman, that maybe find herself in a similar situation and is looking to overcome this situation? What advice would you give to her?
Well, one, I would say that she should probably seek help, whether it's internally or externally or spiritually, and counseling is always good. Or talking to a friend, but holding it in, I think that's the worst thing we can do to ourselves, because we end up, following into some areas, some negative aspects of life. Like we spoke about earlier, drug use or alcoholism, or maybe even abusing her body sexually.
Right. Okay. Going into sex business or something like that. Okay.
That's why I also see here when you put here at the bottom of the book in quotes, what happens in my house stays in my house. And so tell us about, like, where does that quote come from? We've all heard the quote before, but the purpose of you putting that here in the book, like, what are you trying to tell the listener?
Well, that was a phrase that I heard often growing up. And so when my mother taught me that phrase, it put me in a position where, I mean, I didn't know, like I said, who to tell, what to tell, how to tell. And so that's why I had to take that journey. Because after I was raped, I went to school that day. But imagine how many teachers and adults I passed that day and still wasn't able to tell anybody. And so, like I said, at 8 years old, I had to take a journey all the way to my grandfather's house. And sometimes I think we should give kids tools, but we should not teach them things that hinder them. And what happens in your house stays in your house. Don't stay in your house. It affects a lot of other people.
Absolutely. I completely agree, and I think that that's something we have to all do better at changing individually and collectively. Is like, it takes a village. I believe that saying meant a lot back then. We need to bring that back and just stop keeping all of these family secrets.
Yeah.
And so, again, I definitely want to thank you for stopping in today. We want to, again, shout out the book. This is the author, Kenwanna Wheat. And the book is called Grandpa's Pound Cake, and the book is available on Amazon.com. And so, again, I'd like to thank you for joining us. And so, also, before we get out of here, tell the people where they can find you. You can buy the book on Amazon.com. And you also mentioned your earring. You have earrings coming out soon, personalized, customized earrings.
Yeah, and these are a pair of them.
All right.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Grandpa's Pound Cake, and I also have a YouTube at Grandpa's Pound Cake Nature Channel.
Okay, absolutely. And so again, thank you again for coming in, and make sure y'all go out and cop this book. It's available on Amazon.com. It's Kenwanna Wheat, Grandpa's Pound Cake. I am Walter Collier, and this is the 614 Spotlight.